Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest Nitro F1 League race at Russia. I hope you like that little intro. I thought it would be funny to put. But I'm just going to be frank. My qualifying was horrible. I started 8th, so we're just going to get right into it. I invalidated like 2 of my laps, but we're just going to get right into it here for the start. I started P8. She had a teammate this race. Gary Owen is back in the league finally, but there's a terrible start in the front. In the front row of Mahu and Gary do not go, and I get a monstrous start down the straight here, and I have no idea how this is happening. I just went from 8th to 3rd before the first turn. I was very concerned starting 8th, but the seas parted, and we instantly find ourselves in a podium spot after starting 8th somehow. I don't know how, but I was not complaining, and let's just say most people were in utter shock. And there was this chaos in the back, so luckily I got through it. And then we're on lap 2, and then Gale Force gets disconnected from the race. And I was like, oh my god, I'm about to find... Yeah, and it's just like, I was in disbelief. I mean, everyone was in disbelief at this point, but now, because it's his AI controlling, he's slow, so now I'm all of a sudden in second place. And I'm like, oh, interesting. This was, yeah, I was not expecting to be second place after 2 laps after starting 8th. Usually my pace is actually really good at Russia for some reason. But just moving to lap 4, and Tyler was behind me, able to stick with me. And I was like, at this point, I thought he was far enough back where he wasn't going to get me, but he gets a huge stat of steam, and honestly scares the living crap out of me. I did not expect that huge of a run going to that turn down that straightaway. I didn't think the DS was going to be that powerful, but fall into 3rd here. But a few laps later on lap 7 coming to 8, I've kind of stuck with Tyler and started to run him back down. And we're going to try to get the big suck down the front straightaway here. And we already got the huge momentum here, and he has no way to defend that with how big that run is. And at this point, he has 3 seconds of time penalties. And let me tell you, it's not the end of Tyler and time penalties in this race. So, yeah, back up in the second at lap 8 here. And it was a interesting race, to say the least, with how all the chaos in the back happened. But coming to lap 11, at the end of lap 11 to lap 12, where I'm going to come and put on my mediums. I was actually leading at this point, too. So we came out. I actually got held in my box for like a half second longer than I needed to be for some reason, but ended up losing time to Andrew there, and also he undercutted, so he actually got even a bigger lead. So he was up to a 6.3 second lead at this point. But I wasn't really too concerned with him just because he's so much faster than me. So I was just trying to hold on to second here. But you can see on lap 15 we've actually cut into Andrew's lead a little bit, only a couple tenths. But I was like, my pace must be really good if I'm just kind of sticking with him. But I couldn't really shake Tyler at this point, who I think had like 9 seconds of time penalties. So I was like, oh. And then we come to lap 16, and you can see I've cut the lead down to now 5.4 seconds, and then the virtual safety car comes out, which was like, oh, okay. But at the end of sector 3, right before the long straightaway, we got the VRS to end at the perfect time, and Andrew was on the straightaway, so we gained about over a second down the straightaway because he was stuck on the straightaway. So we basically gained all the time down because he has this respective delta on the straightaway, which sucks. Now his lead's down to 4.4 seconds. And then even though Tyler, and this kind of irked me, but Tyler had 12 seconds of time penalties, and he decides to pass me for some reason. And you'll notice right here, so it's lap 18, and you see the gap is 4.6 seconds. You're going to see what damage happens in about a span of a lap. So, yeah, so that was really unfortunate. And then at the end of lap 18, Tyler's like, yeah, my controller's about to die, so I'm just going to let you go. And you can see at this point, I've lost a second and a half to Andrew because I got stuck behind him, just for him to let me go back by the next lap. And let's just say I was not the happiest camper, because like I felt like, I lost over a second. I should be like almost 4 seconds flat behind him, but that's unfortunate. But it's just how it goes sometimes. But I was just really happy with my pace right now because I was like legitimately faster than Andrew, and that's usually not the case. So lap 21 here, you can see the gap's down to 4.9 now and slowly eating to that gap again. Obviously at this point I know I can't like straight up catch him, but I was gonna try my best. But and lap 22 you can see it's down to 4.4 seconds. And I was just gaining little by little, so you gotta. But then you get a 3-second time penalty, and then I was like, oh, there's a chance. Because at this point, realistically, at this point, I'm only 1.5 seconds behind. And if you think when Tyler passed me, I lost an entire second. I should be like 3.5 behind him, but embarrassing, a lap later, I go just a little bit too wide and get my my own 3 seconds. So that was quite sad and disappointing. So yeah, the race was pretty much over at this point. So, but I was still gonna just try to run hard as I could because Gary behind me was trying to catch me. So, but you can also see at this point, Andrew's also got 6 seconds. So I'm like, oh, maybe there's a chance again. But yeah, that chance will never come up. And then for some odd reason, you're not gonna see it. But Gary decides to pit this lap just to go fastest lap, even though he gives up positions and stuff. So that was a little weird by him, to say the least. But coming around the lap 27 at the end here, the gap is 5 seconds flat. But yeah, I mean, I was really happy with my pace because I'm usually not that fast compared to like the top guys. So I was really happy with it, and we're just gonna spoiler alert, we do bring it home P2. But yeah, I was really happy with the race pace, and wish that Tyler thing didn't happen because it would have been a lot closer. But we'll take a good run, P2, and I was happy with the result. So can't really complain too much about it. So especially after starting 8th. So it was a really good run for me, and yeah, I just tried my best there, and that's all. So we're going to look at here at the final results right now. And you can see that I finished second, and Gary got the fastest lap. Yeah, so good run for us. And if you liked it, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And you can watch these Nitro races live on Twitch. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.